we gotta speak up more. Do you understand? And then not like brush it under the carpet. I can be honest and say like how I was in the past. I might have been a part of this, problem. Do you understand? But the day my eyes really opened and I became somebody who was really aware, first is that guilt that hits you. It's that like, have I really, how's my actions affected somebody out there who, a woman out there who is probably carrying the pain of what I've said to her. Or this is one of the first things I did when I got saved. I had to apologize to a couple of women that I had interactions with, because I said to myself, there's no way I can move forward knowing that I've caused, there's no way I can move forward knowing that I've caused like heartbreak or thing, because I was living a certain lifestyle that I was only thinking about myself. So I sent really long messages to people and I said, listen, I just want to apologize for how I was in the past. I don't think it was right for me to be that way. And, I just want to ask for forgiveness, and that I hope that I didn't cause you, too much trauma, too much pain and all of this stuff. But in moving forward, I'm very, very, very aware now. And I look at everything going on, and I don't have no problem telling a man about himself if I feel like what he's doing or what he's saying is wrong, even down to my own boys. So now they might not want to tell me things, because I'm going to check them. Do you understand? I'm going to check you about how you're living and what you're doing, and making sure you're aware that your actions have consequences. Do you understand? Especially my Playboy friends, the ones who, I'm not G'ing nobody up, but let's be real. They got women, but they're still out there doing what they're doing. I was going to
ask you a question that we spoke about.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a bit older than me as well.
Yeah.
What's your view on all of that promiscuity?
It's not good. Let's be real.
Move on to the next topic.
Yeah, it's not good. That's the reality of like
emptiness that you feel.
Yeah, and that's because you're trying to feel, you're trying to run away. You're doing things that it's not the spirit. The way that God created us, we have spirit, like a spirit in us, right? And our spirit, we're supposed to feed the spirit with good things, with things that bring back goodness for us. But a lot of us spend a lot of time doing nonsense. Do you understand? And then you get to a stage like where I was at, where it's like, you've had everything you think would have made you feel good, but you end up in a situation where you're feeling empty, because those things genuinely weren't good for your spirit. Some of the hardships I would say that I went through, before my life changed and I got saved and things like that was, trying to fit into what everybody saw as what was cool and what was not. So you end up making decisions that you don't think about what the long-term consequences are, you try to grab money fast, you do moves. We were doing moves and, ACs and whatever you want to call it, we were doing things, and that's a dishonest way of making money, bro. And you don't think about the effects of like what you're doing, how it's gonna affect other people, because if you are busting ACs and whatever it is, that's somebody's bread you're taking, bro. Do you understand? And even for yourself, when you do an AC or whatever it is that you bust, especially if you're stupid enough to do it on your own account, you're gonna have to, and I felt it. Let me give you guys a story. When I was in uni, no, because we were security. When I was in uni, there was a stage, and one of my boys is behind the camera right now. Kansas is behind the cams. Like, there was a stage I needed bread really badly, and this is how I know God is really powerful. So some of the boys was running the scams, rah, like, yo, you can drop 10 racks in my account? So I was like, yo. So what you gotta do? What is it you gotta do? So, bro, and they are sweet talkers, bro. We'll tell you that. So basically, we're gonna put this in your account, we're gonna give you a receipt. All you gotta do is go into the bank, just show the receipt, and then you understand, wherever it is, then you withdraw the bread. So all I'm seeing is the figures, and I'm not thinking about nothing else. So at the time, I was applying for my uni loans because they were late with all of that. So I'm gonna tell you how life works. And I was applying for my uni loan, and it was just, the process was taking long. This is why I ended up doing what I was doing. Cut a long story short, bread dropped, went to go, and I'm talking about the scam bread drop. I went to go withdraw the bread. And the stupidity of it all was, even when you're withdrawing this bread, you got an old guy that you go and withdraw the bread, he's like, yo, pass the bread, and then we're gonna split it and cut it up. Okay, so long story short, I didn't get the bread I withdrew. They didn't let me withdraw all the bread, but the amount they let me withdraw, I didn't see a penny of it. Okay, I had to deal with that. 2-3 weeks later, I've gone home now, and there's letters from the student finance company.
Hey.
So I bust the letters and I'm looking at the letters and it's like, oh, we've approved your student loan and we're gonna pay this money into your account ASAP. ASAP meaning the days that I had gone to the account thinking I was withdrawing scam bread, it was my student loan money that I had withdrawn and given over to the old guys at the top.
That's so peak.
No one done this bank.
It was not a bank drop.
How did they
That was my legit, because obviously I don't want to take it more, because
Okay,
it's gonna
sorry,
make me
sorry.
sound even more stupid
Sorry,
and stupid.
sorry.
But just to cut a long story short, the bread I withdrew and I gave over was actually my money. So from that day, I was like, Lord,
Sorry.
if you want me to struggle, I'll struggle for a bit because there's beauty in struggle. What I'm learning that is, hang on. Like if I just stood still for another 2 weeks, that money was actually my money that I would have got. And I just ended up putting myself in the worst hole possible because I didn't want to endure struggle or hardship.
You know what, you're lucky you didn't have the Sifax, because they would have done you dirty.
Bro, I got nicked for it. I got nicked for the AZ thing, because, but obviously it was an NFA, it was like a caution thing I got, but all I learned from that was don't rush the process. Endure the struggle, because there is a light at the end. Just endure the struggle and endure it in the right way. Don't go making any rash decisions.
Just out of interest, what bank was?
Do you think it's easier to sell hate or to sell love?
I don't know the answer to that question. I think the obvious answer is it's easier to sell hate, but all I know is whenever I put love in my music, that's when I will get a DM saying, yo, I was self-harming. This song has helped me see that I'm valuable and I've got more to live for. Or yo, I lost my pops and this song is helping me get through. I think the general consensus is we all love, sex, drugs, violence, rock and roll. But I think love speaks for itself, man.
I think it also depends on who's listening.
Yeah.
Because to some people it's easier to sell hate and to some people it's easier to sell love. So I think it depends on the audience. Yeah.
For that, it's easier to sell love, Like, always went up.
Man, always.
Keep it so real. I've seen it. The hate, there's only so long it can last. That's just my point of view. Looking at the wider world, wider, like, people. We've been before, love, ain't it?
Love, man.
Love always
man.
wins.
Love always
conquers
wins,
all.
yeah, man.
It does always win, but there's more hate that I see than love.
I mean, trauma is one of the most unfortunate realities that bond us, pain, suffering, grief. These are harsh realities, and I think music perpetuates effectively these things that people love to draw on. And I think it's, so to the average creator, they can find, I think, more strength from either sharing their own or even fabricating to try to, fishhook the consumer that is trying to find that outlet. But nonetheless, I think love always wins.
It's that word sell, though. I think hate it's almost like the fake gums. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the whispers, it's Satan whispering in the garden, saying, well, what if you do this? You can,
eat the apple.
if you retaliate, if you get revenge, you can, and then you buy it, and then you realize, oh, snap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's amazing.